So we're going to start with the adventures coming out of Orolunga and the island of Chult, as the Tomb of Annihilation is 4 sessions in for this group of Sunday night adventures. The 4 adventurers we have tonight with us are Baku, Jiral, Railu, and Brinius. Going to see how these adventurers undertake their, exploits in Chult, given their new powers and blessings gifted upon them by 2 very impressive individuals that they met, met in the presence of 2 very important individuals given by a guardian Naga in return for trying to cleanse the island of the death curse and do a little favors for them. If you would mind going through one by one introducing yourselves, let's go ahead and start with Jiral.
I'm Jiral, lizard folk druid from a mist-shrouded island off the Sword Coast. I've been sent by my people to seek out one of our own who has gone missing after joining up with the Emerald Enclave. Like myself, he also came to the island of Chult. All of my clan knows about him. So, in my travels, might as well cure this death curse.
Sounds like a noble venture indeed, sir. And next, would we have Brinius?
Hello, everyone. I am a tiefling, and I am tiefling barbarian fighter. I am from the northern mountains. After coming of age, I've joined the soldiers to try to expand our claim. After proving myself in countless battles, I've been granted to leave on my own and fight in my clan's name, trying to find allies to help fight with us.
Good to have you along with us. Brinius, Baku, if you do not mind.
Hello, everyone. Baku is a fighter turtle he's got a big shell on his back, and one of his main, characteristics about him is with his shield. It's kind of like a family crest to him, and he's very devoted to defending any companions he is with down to his last dying breath. And so his kind of goal right now is he's on the island of Chult, helping these adventurers, hoping that maybe at some point they can make their way back to the snout of Omgar, which is his home. That's where he's from. There's a small town or village on that island, if you want to call it, that is overtaken or infested with monsters and creatures of sorts. And so his goal is to retake that, because that used to belong to the turtle people at one point. So that's kind of what he's trying to get to, is to retake that town for his own people. And if he's got to help out any adventurers and doing whatever task like purging this curse, then so be it. That's what he's going to do.
Impressive, Mr. Baku. And last but certainly not least, our snake terrorized companion Railu.
Good evening. My name is Railu Blog, and my character is a tiefling warlock. He has recently had a run-in with terrible snakes. Oh, terrible creatures. He comes from a history in which he had an imaginary friend, which was his deity that, unbeknownst to him, had taught him his warlock ways and made his pact with him. Through his pushing away, he has come to realize that his deity is slowly pushing him and guiding him into different scenarios and to create the most chaos that he can. And he has found himself to the islands now and does not quite know what is awaiting for him or what he is searching for. But he knows that he will definitely have chaos by the end of it.
Well, what a mighty group of adventurers that we have. With your new gifts and with your new blessings, y'all were greeted, acknowledged by 2 men that were inside of the room that you started, or that you discussed with the Naga. As you ended and got your powers last time, the Naga sort of disappeared from your eyes and mind. The entire room sort of vanished around you. And you see these 2 men go to stop arguing with one another and turn to you quite angry, saying, "Oh, you've done it right now! I have swallowed the last snake that I wanted to talk to this gentleman, and you've caused him to leave! How dare you, sirs? How dare you?" as he seems quite agonized and infuriated just that his presence is gone. Because as you look around the room now, a room that was once ornately decorated with these flowers, these oranges, all sorts of plant growth, where the guardian Naga was sitting, the torches and sconces on the side, almost seem filled with magical light. It's very dark, it's bleak, it's very dank inside of this place right now, and they're standing at the only source of light and the entrance. The two people standing in front of you is a very humanoid-esque figure that resembles a Yuan-Ti for any that have experienced that so far. You see slight inklings of the snake-like creature inside of this more human-esque representation, not very mutated in comparison. 1 second, sorry, I'm pulling up the info for the other one. As they sort of step forth and ask why you all did this for the party. Or why you all did this and how you can cause them away. What would you like to do?
And you are?
Well, I am Otis Kyber. I have been traveling this land for quite some time. I know the tip of the island of Chult from Port Nazadir all the way down to the south where the land meets the land. Did you know Chult is not an island, good sir? It's a peninsula. We are connected to land, but the ferocious wilderness, treacherous mountain range separate us so harshly it might as well be water. It takes as many a soul as the sea does. It seems quite huffy and puffy, discussing this the entire time. It seems to be a little more well-to-do adventure. It seems well-equipped, plenty of leather and metal work on him that seems like it's been tooled and worked with for some time. The other seems to be a little bit more of a sinister-looking creature. It's a humanoid as well, and it's a human figure. He introduces himself as Dragonbait. But that is all I say, is that his face sort of shrugs back down, just sort of boils over with anger.
So you guys didn't talk to the Snake Lady?
Yes, we were unable to talk to the goddess because you spent your time, you took our wishes, you took our way. We had to deal with her trials and tribulations to make it up here. It'll take us a whole nother day to wait around for this. And then they still start going and arguing back and forth about the importance of Uma and how getting back to there is just so critical and crucial. You hear artists really piping up there is an infestation that needs to be dealt with and quelled. The other says, no, I must seek guidance from the Naga. Must seek guidance from the Naga. You hear from them.
What is it that you're trying to seek guidance for, might I ask?
She looks at you. Give me a persuasion roll. Or he looks at you.
My charisma is not very good, so forgive me. 11?
11. All right. And 11 is not going to do it for you. His face is just still closed off and just really quiet right now. He doesn't even seem to respond to your question. Besides this, Artist Kyber cries out, What are you doing up here? What took you under this spell to come up these terrible steps and make it up here? How were you even able to make it all the way up here?
Well, there were these little, I think you softskins called them fairies. Little yay big things hop in and out of rocks and puddles and shrubs.
So, yes, they spend their time around shrines and places of, magical energy within the island. They like to be, tricksters of sorts. But they can help out a group that defends them. I can see why they might have helped you up. Of course. You obviously aren't smart enough to make it up here on your own. Of course, y'all needed their guidance. As you see the artist get a little pompous as he starts talking. Getting a little overzealous in his knowledge.
Well, so yeah, they gave us a couple of hints, and we got up here and talked to the Snake Lady, and she asked us if we would help in ridding this island of the death curse, and we said sure.
Maybe one reason we were able to get up here was because we aren't so brash.
You see Artis get this slit in his eyes. He grabs a hold of a dagger on the side of his belt and just sort of holds it and says, "Do you even know what the death curse means in this island? Have you even been here for more than those little sea legs can bear it? You don't look like you've been here longer than a fortnight." He starts getting quite angry and upbraid and goes on a long, exaggerated speech of all the treacherous encounters he has been on through the island of Chult. As he looks around the cavern again, he just looks frustrated that all of this vegetation has disappeared around and says, "We were seeking a solution to the death curse. Me and this gentleman here," as he looks kind of with a bit of disgust, "we're trying to discuss whether or not we need to learn more of the peaks of flames and the Valley of Lost Horrors that surround the city of Uma, or whether the true solution to solving the death curse was within Uma itself."
We wish not to go against what you were doing, as we seem to be within the same guidance and towards the same goal. However, as fresh as we are here, we do not wish to cross steel unnecessarily. However, if you wish to cross steel, I think we would all be more than welcome. However, if you wish to solve this problem, I think it is within our best interest to lay down arms at this moment and to continue exchanging the information that we know.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll, please. Actually, give me 2. Give me 1 second.
The first one is 5. The second one was 21.
All right, so you have 2 very different opinions from these 2 lads. You see complete reluctance, anger, and frustration almost from Dragonbait as he just looks away from the group and goes and sits at the far end of the room and starts creating what looks like a fire. He starts pulling out rations and some other things, completely ignoring you. Artis, the one that you got the 21 on, seems a bit swayed by your speech and says, So you've made it this far into the island. You don't look like you're from here. I'm sorry for being so disrespectful. I see a lot of people that come venturing into the jungle just to steal the spoils of my people. Just come to steal the spoils of...
Uh-oh. There goes Albert.
Critical stealth roll.
And in the middle of his speech, he just... and just dodged in his and goes silent for 12 seconds. He's just unable to cope with himself, just coughing, hacking.
You literally took his breath away.
But he looks back. We seek the same goal. I'm trying to get rid of the death curses. Is there any way you might be able to aid and assist me with my knowledge? Right now, I've just been able to discern that the power lies somewhere within the realm of Uma, the forbidden and forgotten city within the jungle of Chult.
Does the name Raznasi mean anything to you?
With a look of complete terror on his face, he says, yes, I know of that evildoer. He has overtaken the city and overrun it with his Yunti barbarians, his guard. They just keep themselves centered around this idea of a perfect race, of a perfect set of Yunti that will call the world forever, trying to go after their lord, as he starts talking more and more about these different snake lords. Similar to Quetzalcoatl, but with a more nefarious version that he's discussing. That he asks what desire you might have with going with this or being a part of this venture. What information you might be able to aid for your adventures into Chult. Because right now, y'all are several days into the island. Y'all are a good 200 miles into the island of Chult from where you first originated with Port Nanzaru.
The snake lady mentioned having visions of this Raznazi and the Yuan-Ti using the tombs of the 9 trickster gods to end the world.
9 trickster gods. Please give me an insight roll.
19.
Okay, you see this odd twitch that seems to come over Artis's face as he sort of says, "Oh, no, I don't know much about the 9 trickster gods. I've seen a few of their temples. I mean, they used to be a part of get from him.
I didn't catch any of that last part.
Yeah.
They're part of a.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I need to put in the headphones, but the only jack I have is one that's connected to the power, and that's what's keeping my phone on. So, right now, he's going to try. He has a bit of a twitch over his. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No thumbs up. Okay, awesome. So you see a bit of a twitch come over his face as he seems a bit overcome by your knowledge of the 9 trickster gods, because he's assumed at least talk to y'all like you're outsiders at this point. He sort of changes his tone, he changes his posture, and he discusses a bit how they are no longer a part of the forgotten and forbidden city. They're what caused its downfall and demise, and they have not put their faith in those gods any longer. Says Rossini goes, and he also talks that Rosnisi goes against the 9 gods.
What are these two? What are their names of the two guys we're talking to right now?
Artist Kyber is the one that's talking with you, and Dragonbait is the one that's sitting off in the corner.
Ah, yes, the snake lady, as you like to call her. She said Alibar would be a good guide. Do you happen to know who this Alibar is?
An odd look on his face. He says, yes, I know where he resides. I believe he is on his way to Uma, as the last that I heard of it. There was some assembly that was going on and coordinated by Rosnasi, but that is the last that I know. There are several people leaving the area at that point, but as far as I know, he was one of the few that were making the journey out there. It's quite a trek away.
It seems as though he knows where the hot spot is. So I do believe myself and the rest of my companions here are planning on heading that way to Uma to meet up with him. Is that your goal, or is that what you're heading for?
He looks and says, well, yes, I would be willing to accompany you to Uma if you required a guide, at least to get you to another one that further sought your goals. If you'd be willing to make the trek with me, I'd certainly be willing to go with a couple more hearty lads that could take some health for me.
Oh, that sounds
quite the fighter.
That sounds fantastic to me. What do the rest of you say?
I don't know the way, so let's bring them along. We'll probably get there quicker and easier.
It is best to keep moving forward.
Will there be food on the way?
He says, and pay no bother to the man in the corner. I'm sure he'll sit here and reside for another day until he can get his questions answered. Would you be willing to depart immediately, as y'all have the morning right now, the light sort of just shining in off the steps and into the room?
I do believe we could do that.
Oh, yeah. Let's rock and roll.
Okay. With that, I'm going to need everyone to make me some persuasion checks as y'all are talking with Artist Kyber on your way down the steps, as all of the snakes part in front of you on your way down. All of the thorny branches rescind and go out of the way, and everything just gets out of your way. The crumbled steps seem sturdy as you continue on down the staircase.
I rolled a nat 20 with a -1 charisma modifier, so 19.
Okay. So, for the 21, you're going to find out that Artis has a particular resentment for Rosnisi. Seems to be quite upset with how he's ruling the city and going over his hordes of people running around trying to cleanse it and make sure it's only UNT within its walls.
I got a 10.
10? No, 10's not going to learn any more more than y'all have already learned.
I'm not going to be able to provide any more.
Same. Nothing great.
Who is the only one that's able to get some information from him.
Real quick, before we get into the jungle, I'm proficient with an herbalism kit. Would I be able to make the bug repellent
Give me a nature check.
I believe we have quite a few of the bug repellents, each one to have a number of days.
I'm just thinking ahead. You said nature?
Did everyone put on their bug repellent?
Yes.
The large part of why I'm asking the question.
Got to be explicit.
I want to make sure we have enough. 14 nature.
14 nature is not going to be able to figure out the exact recipe for it. It seems to be a bit of a waxy substance that you're not able to discern or have seen before. Probably something native within the island you might be able to discover further in your travels. Right now, nothing else.
Unless I'm wrong, we have about 18 days worth of insect repellent.
We started off with 20, and then we gained more.
Yeah, we gained 20 more.
Okay. There. Uh-oh.
So between the, I guess, 4 of us, we have 40 minus the days already spent.
So like 8? 10?
We've been traveling for roughly a weekish, so...
I thought we'd been traveling longer than that.
We should be running on like 2 weeks, I thought.
Y'all getting closer to 2 weeks because last adventure y'all spent y'all had 9 days in the last adventure. 3 days in the one before that. Another 3 days before that. So yeah, y'all are a little over 2 weeks, almost to 3 weeks into this adventure.
And I roll for nature and see if I can figure out the recipe for this bug.
Yes, you can.
16? No.
16 is not going to be able to do it.
Nah, I'm not going to cast a second level spell.
Okay, so what second level spell are you going to be casting?
No, I said I'm not going to. Not worth it.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, with that, are y'all ready to head out into the jungle? Alrighty, so you'll go along your way. I need...
Ritual speak with animals while we're going along, too.
Okay,
or before we head out.
Is that just animals, or is it animals and plants?
It is just speak with animals.
Okay. So, as y'all are walking
plants
along,
don't
you see
taste
the
good.
clouds sort of come overhead. Well, what you can imagine is clouds, as the rays of light that are going through the canopy seem to sort of dim away. For it being nearly midday, as y'all are making it through, it seems like there's not very much light around you, and you get your first bit of inkling that there's rain, that there's some sort of downpour that is on its way and imminent. Is when there's a light drizzle that comes over your head at about what you expect is noon. Artist Kyber is leading the way right now as you're cutting your way through. He's got a machete that he's making his way through this foliage with in a few spatches, but he seems to have some other trails that cut in and out of the tree work and have the vines really making an archway or a pathway that keeps you shielded from a good bout of this rain as it starts to kick its way up. Y'all are able to make it to the evening. Just before y'all are getting ready to set up camp, y'all start discussing it. You'll start going back and forth as Artist sort of looks around and gets this odd look on his face. But then you see it. You see this massive orange blossom open up right next to Brinius. You see this orange blossom reach forward and try and go forward at you. As it tries to reach, I need a Constitution saving throw. Brinius, what is your AC?
My AC is 12, and my Constitution is 16.
All right, so you start coughing as you see this noxious, poisonous gas extrude from all different parts of this flower. You start batting it away, trying to cover your mouth, but you stave off the energy that seems to be overwhelming you. I need everyone to roll initiative.
A solid 3.
7.
14 for Gilral.
18.
Okay. So first up is going to be these flowery, massive creatures. They were able to beat the 18, even with their 0 dex. So right now, you're going to see 3 of these other flowers pop up around you. 2 with yellow, I'm sorry, 1 with yellow blossoms and 2 with red blossoms. The red seeming a bit more ferocious and, well, spiny around the leaves of his flower. The petals of his flower, sorry. He opens up 1 on each one of you. Artist Kyber seems to be covering his mouth and is hiding around the bush right now. Seems to be out of the way. He got the perception jump on this and was able to get out of the way and go to the side. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from Rylu.
That is 18.
18, all right. So you see these sort of corrosive sap seeping out of it that seems to try and latch onto you, try and grab you, but it isn't able to get close enough. You're able to stave this off. With that, the other 2 are going to swing at Baku and Jidal. Okay, the one on Jiral is going to miss, and for once, I hit Baku. What's your AC, Baku? I know I hit, but
my AC 19.
19, all right. Just 1 more over on the dice.
I figured.
As this happens, you see this odd bit of red pollen seem to cover you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
16.
All right. You're able to keep from getting grappled by this target, but you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage. You see these very odd and poisonous-looking tentacles try and lash out and grab at you. With that, we are at Rylu, as you're being engaged by this yellow flower.
I will look upon the one in which just attempted to attack me, and I will try to perform an Eldritch Blast on him.
Okay. Is that a ranged attack? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Dumb question.
It can be at range, but
yeah.
Let me move these. All right. That is 13.
13 is going to hit the flower. It seems quite delicate. For an image of what these flowers look like.
Oh, okay. Pull up this,
Sorry.
pull up this.
Oh, so this is one plant with 3 flowers attacking?
No, there are 4 different plants, each with 1 attack. This is what they resemble.
Got it.
Where is my 1d10? There it is.
Do we have a map or something for the field?
Plus. That is going to be 9.
9 points of damage. You cut quite a bit through the flower, but you still see a couple of its petals keeping to and keeping part of its shape. Anything else?
If I try to step back, would that encourage an attack of opportunity?
It very well might, but that's up to you.
Are they currently surrounding me?
They're surrounding the entirety of the party right now, as y'all had to get quite close and cramped going through a couple of the pathways that Artis was taking you through. A lot of the roots have outgrown the ground, and you can sort of use it as shelter.
I will stay where I'm at then.
Okay, with that.
And that will end my turn.
Who's next?
Jiral is next, and then Baku is after him.
Okay. Now, having noticed our guide there hold his breath, I'm going to do the same. Because I can do that for 15 minutes.
Okay.
I think Baku's got me beat, but... 1
hour, baby.
Hey, plants are flammable, right?
Yeah, some plants, but you've seen a lot of strange things in the island of Chult.
It's true. It's true. You know what? Let's keep it simple and go wild shape into my Carnotaurus form.
And raw, wild Carnotaurus pops out around these flowers, almost dwarfing them, as your druid turns into this massive dino creature, stomping back and forth, crushing vegetation all around.
And I am going to try and chomp the nearest Triffid.
Okay. Attack roll.
7.
7 will not get that plant going to little vegetative heaven. As you chomp and you miss away right at the leaves and petals. It still looks you in the eye. Baku, what would you like to do?
What is the location situation right now with everyone and the plants?
Okay, right now y'all are lined up in single file going through an area. Artis was the only one about 10 feet away from y'all. Other than that, y'all are about 5 to 7 feet from one another with the plants dotting in between each one of y'all. So one plant is engaged with about every 2 of y'all. They seem to be situated in the alcove and grove of this tree root complex that y'all were crawling and going through. It seems to be quite damp and earthy around here, especially underneath the roots where the dirt hasn't broken away. That's where the bases of these plants are coming from.
Okay. Baku is going to move towards... Who has lower... Rylu. Baku is going to move towards Rylu, so that way he can kind of get ready to protect him with a shield. Baku's going to hold his breath, and then he is going to... he's going to swing at the one that's nearest to Rylu.
Okay.
18.
18 will hit on the flower close to Rylu.
For 12 damage.
Okay.
And is it still standing? Actually...
Slice through this plant, you see it completely fall to pieces and flop down onto the ground, dead.
Sweet. Okay.
Thank you, good sir.
I think he's done at that point then. And then
Okay,
he'll use his reaction if it comes down to it. He'll use his reaction to use protection on Rylu, giving enemies disadvantage to strike.
Okay. With that, Brinius.
What is the nearest one to me?
The nearest one to you is a red-colored flower.
I wish to cast my cantrip Thaumaturgy, however you pronounce that.
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
Yes, that one, the one I can't pronounce. I want to cast this onto the flower thing and make it appear like it's on fire.
Okay.
And as it's panicking, if it does, I want to try and charge at it.
Okay. Let's see. Not going to be successful on that.
Damn.
Sorry, brother. Anything else for Brinius?
I still wish to run up to it and try to bash it.
Okay, so you get within range. Do you have another action for that, or are you going to have to wait till next turn?
I have to wait till next turn.
Okay, with that, 6 seconds in, as these plants have popped up, you see artists still popping around the corner. It says, slash them quickly, slash them quickly. They're tender plants, and you can do them in with no trouble at all. He just sort of stands there, sipping from his flask.
Will you not lend a hand?
Says, oh, no, you don't need it. That's how you lose it. As the flowers open up and they look around, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from Rylu. A Dexterity saving throw from Baku. What are those results, gentlemen?
8 for Baku.
And
12 for Rylu.
okay, Rylu, you see this orange gas start popping towards you, but you're able to stave it off, very similar to Brinius, and not inhale enough of this pollen. But Baku is going to get covered in this very corrosive sap You're going to take 5 points of acid damage as it starts trying to eat through the shell of your turtle folk ancestry. As you start to see
That's
this
not
junk
good.
sort of tear away at your soul almost. With that, we have the two creatures that one attacks on Rylu, one attacks, or actually both attack on Jidal. Sorry, because you're the one that is by the red plants with Baku.
Is Giral close enough for me to cast protection or do protection on him?
Yes, you are.
Sweet protection.
Okay, so the first one is going to miss. He tries to snap at you with his ferocious red blossoms. Doesn't get advantage. And what is your AC, Jidal? Because this is going to be close.
In Carnotaurus form, only at 12.
Okay, so it's not going to be so close. He latches into you. Give me a strength saving throw.
Ooh. This is where the Carnotaurus comes in handy. Oh, nat 20 plus 3.
Okay, so you take 1 point of piercing damage as it barely gets a tooth on you. And just kind of scratches you. But with that, that ends their turn. And Rylu, it is yours.
I will look at the one in which just spray the poison upon my friend and hit him with an Eldritch Blast as well, while screaming a very foul word in Draconic. Or is it Draconic for Tieflings, or...
I think they're infernal.
Yes, an Infernal then. Yeah, thank you. That's 8. That is another 13.
13. Okay, that'll hit. Damage.
2010. That is a 10 plus 3. That is 13 damage.
And you just slice through this red flower, taking it all to pieces. How would you like to do this?
I would like to see the reaction as towards this acid being in through his shell, and I will slander his name as I throw my finger forward and blast out with an Eldritch Blast from my palm and just shred it and sear it into oblivion.
Okay, sounds like a very nice way to take out the creature. Seeing this act of courageousness by Rylu, Jidal, in dino form, what would you like to do?
Go against my better nature and eat this flower.
So you going all vegan on us, lad?
It's a survival thing. 20.
20 is going to hit on the little flower.
$13.
13 points of damage. Crunches this little red flower.
In that case, bonus action to rampage.
And just, you see this massive dino going crazy, going wild, just stomping all around on the vegetation that he can see. Baku, what would you like to do?
Oh, no. Rampage, bonus action. I can make another attack if I drop something to 0.
Oh, okay, yes, make another attack.
All right. Which one's next?
The last one is the orange flower, and it is about 10 feet away from you.
I can move. That is only a 15 to hit.
15 will still hit.
Oh, all right then. Nom. Even 10.
And even 10 leaves one last petal fluttering on the side of this creature as it still, or this plant, as it has a bit of life left in it. Baku, what would you like to do?
Baku's gonna run up and assist him, and he's gonna say, "What's that?"
As he just luthered this plant.
Yes, he's gonna run up and say, "Let me help you with that salad there." Ooh, nice. Attacking 21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit this little flower. And tell me how you'd like to do it, Baku.
So he's going to come up and he's just going to spear it straight up into its sword and kind of just hold it up. And as it kind of slides down a little bit, he takes a little nip off of it and then kind of like, lost for words, kind of just whips it right off his sword. I don't know why you like that. It wasn't very tasty at all.
You just hear a slow clap start to emerge from around the brush as Artist Kyber says, I told you didn't need me. That took you no less than, looking down at his sundial, 12 seconds. You didn't need me at all, lads. I wanted to test your might to see if you'd actually be able to defend me in a hard situation.
Well, then,
The of course, is
perhaps.
trying to use its tiny little arms to just scrape its tongue clean.
Well, perhaps you have something that you'd be able to lend us a hand with. I seem to have taken a little bit of damage. You wouldn't happen to have any potions with you, would you?
He rustles through his pouch, looks in, he pulls out a bit of plants, a bit of herbs. He says, no, unfortunately, I only have one left, and personally, I keep that one for myself and for my safety. But
I can see why.
with that, you just see him kind of close up the bag and says, would y'all like to go already? I was able to get around the flowers.
Yes.
I can make stuff out of these flowers.
Let's be on our way.
Anybody need a shield or a club or something like that?
He seems to have a short bow on
Hmm.
him.
Okay.
Would someone be able to take parts of the leaves or anything else to see if they help?
Yes, give me a survival check.
17.
Okay, give me 1 second to check.
Also, I'm
As
going
you
to be.
look closer,
Oh,
it looks
sorry.
more like an ordinary plant. And as you get closer, you see that the blossoms just sort of wither away with life force, and they don't seem to have much value as they shrivel up, turn black.
I would like to know more about that pollen or whatever that they was spewing at everybody.
The pollen. If you get a little
Yeah.
closer, you see that there's the stick. There's a thick sap that seems to be encasing one of the plants. It seems to be the yellow one that seem to be secreting this. The red ones seem to have much more ferocious teeth. The orange ones seem to have the ploof clouds of pollen that it would shoot out.
Can I bottle some up and take it with me?
Okay.
I'm going to take enough of the remains to fashion some javelins out of on our next short rest.
Okay. Anything else?
Unless somebody would rather have a club or a shield or some darts or needles or something.
Not unless you can make a shield +1.
Sadly, no.
Baku was just asking that question tonight. And a little thing about Xanathars that I'm really excited about is they talk about item crafting and telling dungeon masters how it's available for your players, whose artisan tools work, what NPCs you can go to. Because although right now you're able to buy magic items through your faction at Port Navanzaru, there's really no way for players to craft a magic item within the adventure.
Did we lose him?
Seems like it.
I'm going to run and grab my rat guys.
Dang. I am excited to see what Xanathar's guide says about the artisans' tools and all that, because like right now it's like you can do a couple things. Cool, I guess.
All right. While we're waiting for Albert to come back, I will also be right back.
His phone overheated, apparently. Ha.
Well, that's great.
Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry.
There he is.
Phone completely overheated. Sorry about that.
No worries. The other two, we had two leave bathroom break / drink break. So
Okay.
I am
That works.
excited about that Xanathars to see what they say about basically the artisans' tools and all that stuff.
Yep. It's going to be a total blast and reweight of amp characters. I'm going to just go through and make a bunch of new NPCs and a couple possible players, just going through the new classes.
Sounds like fun. Do it.
Subclasses. Okay. And while they're going to the bathroom, I'll go ahead and roll out y'all's days for the next couple of encounters. Possible encounters, as y'all make it the next morning before you trail upon something that looks a little bit out of the ordinary.
So does this mean we had time for a long rest?
Yes, y'all got a long rest.
Okay.
As y'all started walking this past evening, Artist Kyber is going to take you through a bit of a marshy terrain. Seems like there's a little more water that overtakes the marsh surrounding y'all. And so you're trudging around through about 6 inches to a foot of water as you're making your way down this path. So far, y'all have made it through the long rest. You're able to rest up, talk to Artist Kyber a little more, and he seems to just be talking more and more about Uma and making back to his city, to his location that, well, will do him a lot of good, more than anything else.
What is your history with Uma? Are you originally from there?
And with that, he sees his lips sort of tighten up. He says, I really don't like to talk about my past. I don't like to talk about the things of my past and history from where I came from. I more like to live in the now, for there has been a lot of atrocities that happened to the island of Chult after the gods have left us. After those that were sacrilegious, those that built altars to those of the 9 gods, they committed what's that word? What is the religious word? Heresy. They committed heresy against our lords, as they weren't the ones that stayed true of faith and built built statues and monuments to these false 9 trickster gods, and how they will be punished by the one true Lord.
I can understand how you feel. However, one day you will have to face your demons.
He says, only if I die. And with this death curse, I fear ever more for it. I try and live as long as I can within the jungle. It's why I've learned so much. He sort of holds a journal pretty close to him and holds it pretty dear and puts it in his satchel. As y'all have been traveling with him, you notice he keeps that very close at hand, taking notes about trails and referencing it as y'all walk along this pathway.
Sorry, I'm just adding dialogue. But...
Tell us about this one god.
And he starts detailing out the legend of the it's the Serpent Overlord. I need to remember the name right now, but I got it written in my notes somewhere. But it's the Yun-Ti god,
the tall 3-headed one.
Yes.
Ska. It starts with like an SL, like Slyliar or something.
Yeah. Basically, the rule is that he's going to come back and absorb the world, kill all the infidels, and take his righteous ones with him to the next great beyond, the next form of existence. So with that, he's trying to restore the civilization of Uma back to worshiping the proper Lord and not these trickster gods. But as y'all are going through the marshy terrain, y'all are going to see a hut that has a bit of smoke expelling from it, hidden in the network of trees, bristles, and just everything else that is laying out in that territory. As y'all approach it, you were able to get about 40 feet away from it before it became readily available by all of your passive perceptions. It seems as if it's well crafted into the side of another one of these overgrown trees and very well camouflaged. Right now, Jidal is able to hear a low whisper in an unknown language.
Sysual, by the way.
Thank you. How do you spell that?
Sysuul.
Thank you.
So
okay. So what you like to do is you see this hut.
Are there any animals nearby that I can speak with?
As you look around with a crit fail on the day check of the day, no, there aren't any animals, not even a squirrel.
There goes lunch.
Oh, you wily lizard folk.
Is it coming from the direction of the house or elsewhere? The talking.
It's coming from the hut, and the hut seems to be about a 20-foot by 20-foot sort of sphere. It almost looks like a dome crafted into the edge of this tree base, cladded together with seaweed and different bits.
I'm going to mention that I can hear this whispering to the others, and maybe if we creep a bit closer, we can. Somebody can hear what they're saying. You never know.
Might somebody else wish to walk up there and let the rest hang back, just as a large group walking up would be a little bit more soundier than a single person?
Ah, yes, Raul has a very good point. Perhaps I shall go up?
I think we should look for tracks, see if we can better see what we're up against before we go further. See if there's any clues to see what is ahead of us.
Well, oh, sorry. So who's going to be going up?
Someone doing any investigating before we roll up there?
Not this guy.
I will attempt to roll for investigation to see for tracks or whatever, to see if we know of anything ahead of us. Nope, I didn't learn anything. I got a nat 1.
All right, so as you get this nat 1, you start looking around, you try and investigate, you look around through the roots, you look around through the overgrown bit of tree, and you start to feel this odd presence. You feel the hairs on your back of your neck stand up. And as you look down to the side, you're going to see this massive face creep up at you as the eye opens up. It almost looks like a tree root. Its mouth starts to open. You see its jowls, all of its teeth, as a Tyrannosaurus Rex's face opens up right in front of you and roars as you see its body sort of rustle underneath some leaves. What would you like to do?
Hit its face with my hammer.
Okay, hit it with your hammer. Give me an attack roll.
Dear
Everyone,
God.
roll me initiative.
Oh, dear God. Get
He won't
out.
help you here. He won't
Get
help
out.
you here.
Run.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, so I did great.
18.
Everyone else?
17.
Three for General.
Okay, so Giral's going last. And Riley, what'd you get again? Sorry.
17.
Okay. Oh, shit. And Baku, you got a 19, right?
18.
18. Okay. Well, awesome. You would have beat them if it wasn't for this dex, as you just see this creature begin to stand up, and as you see your comrade slice through its head, it disappears. It sort of evaporates and goes off in an odd mist all around you. As you start to hear this very off version of common cry out, "Stand down or die!" Creatures running out at you. They're the reincarnations of evil humans. Sort of necrotic images all over them. They seem very undead. They seem very demonesque, but they are large. They are classified as a large creature. As they come running in. Sorry, I had to plug my charger in as the demonic folk come running out.
How many are there exactly?
Right now, you see one coming up from behind where this T-Rex was standing as he comes and tries to beak twice at Brinius. You see it very large. They resemble, let's see, demonic chickens is basically what it looks like. La gallina de la muerto in really big form.
What language does this little demon chicken speak?
I don't know. Make me a nature roll on your turn. Brinius, with that 12 AC, you're going to get picked twice as he goes down on you, trying to take a bit away from your health. The first doing 7 points of piercing damage. The second doing 5 points of piercing damage. She pecks onto you.
Is he next to me? Can I invoke disadvantage on one of those attacks?
Right now, no, because he was doing an individual investigation roll. If you were aiding that check, you would have been able within range. Right now, everyone's kind of going off and they're on pathway, looking around this area, sort of standing off from the hut, but still engaged in the surrounding terrain. 2 more of y'all are going to get engaged with this.
Damn.
Oh, we lost Albert. So a T-Rex and a demon chicken.
Well, the T-Rex is gone. Someone sliced through the T-Rex and he just disappeared. Yeah, so it's not a T-Rex. It was an illusion.
As you see 2 more of these creatures pop out from the fold, one of them is going to run up to Brinius, taking another 2 pecks. One of the pecks is able to land, doing another 3 points of piercing damage. Another one goes running up at Baku. See him start running, and as soon as he gets close to you, you see him clap a hand wing onto his chest, and he starts to move, flutter about, almost cast some feathers out in front of him as he's moving around. Baku, what would you like to do?
Baku is going to... So are any of my comrades within 5 feet?
No, no one is within 5 feet of one another right now.
But there's one enemy right in front of me.
Yes.
So if I moved, it'd provoke disadvantage? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Baku is going to... He's going to say, well, you leave me no choice. And then he's going to go ahead and swing with his longsword. 7 doesn't hit.
It does not hit. All right. We're at Rylu.
And yeah, he's done.
Am I within 10 feet of any of them?
You are not within 10 feet of any of them right now, no. You are about 20 feet away from any of your comrades.
I meant towards the creatures themselves.
The creature, yeah, you're about 10, 15 feet away from the creature that is attacking Baku.
If I can move within 10 feet, I wish to use poison spray to expend my hand and do that. And he must make a Constitution save.
Against who?
Mine is 13, I believe.
Well, a 19 is going to pass that as he seems to flutter it off with his big wing.
Poison damage, Constitution. Yep. Then I cannot do anything other than scream at him in Infernal.
All right. Shouting out in Infernal, you see no change on his face, but an odd little look of perplexity on his face. He seems a little perplexed. Brinius, what would you like to do?
So it's essentially just a demon chicken, yes?
Yeah, demon chicken. Right now there are 3 of them. 2 attacking you, 1 attacking Baku.
I wish to cast Second Wind on myself and heal myself for... Wait, wrong die. 3 points, giving myself currently 12.
So you're at 12. Okay. Anything else while I bring out my critting dice?
And I believe that is everything I can currently do, I think.
Okay, and with that, Chidal, what would you like to do?
First off, what has our guide been doing?
Your guide hasn't moved yet. He's leading him in an initiative.
Okay. 16 nature on these things.
16 nature, you have never seen this creature before. They
Okay.
loom about 8 feet tall, and they look like they could lay eggs.
What does that omelet taste
that
like?
description. That doesn't help.
Anything else?
Bonus action, wild shape into my Carnotaurus form.
Ooh. Okay.
Show him what a real dinosaur can do. Now one of those
Sounds
fake
good.
illusionary ones.
With that,
Go
you see
up.
Artist pull out a longbow and miss stupendously, hitting
whoa.
a tree right above. What?
That was just a bonus action.
Oh, damn it! Fucking circle of the moon.
It's always trying to skip you.
Because I know what Dean can do when he's in Dino.
Brinius is the one that's got 2 on him, right?
Yes.
Yep.
This is the one that has 2.
Would I provoke any opportunity attacks going up to him?
Not that you know of.
Basically, would I have to run past any of them?
You would not have. Actually, you would have to run past the one who's engaged with Baku right now.
Then I will go engage that one.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
16.
Roll me a disadvantage attack roll. As you were able to realize, you get up close and try and hit him. But he casted Blur on himself last turn when Baku tried to hit him.
14.
14 will still hit.
7 damage.
7 damage, you crack into the creature. You see a bit of feathers fly off of him, but he still seems pretty hardy in there. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, with that, we go to what Artist with his bow. Missed, went into the piece of wood. Seemed a little befuddled by this giant dino that popped out beside him. Still not used to the druid in the group. But with that, we are going to have... We'll go ahead and start off with the 4 attack rolls against Brinius. Brinius, just for double checking, your AC is at 12 right now, correct?
Yep, same as my HP currently.
So the first one is going to narrowly miss one attack, going right beside you as you cut next to it, narrowly missing it. Comes right by your shoulder as the other beak attempt lands right in your forehead. Able to hit, make contact, dealing.
He's not
3
near me, is he?
piercing damage.
At 3?
Just 3. Min damage is lucking you out tonight. The second one attacks but hits twice as he seems a little more well-tamed, being a little stunned by the beak he's got. Nail in for 5 points of piercing on that one.
Did we lose him?
Maybe another overheat.
His phone doesn't
And-
like him tonight.
What was your comment towards the dam?
I remember getting 5 damage, and then he cut out.
Yep, there's the phone again.
Yep, phone. Second, dear.
Someone keeps switching off the big pillow for the little pillow.
Well, you switched out pillows whenever you slept on the couch
No, I didn't. All I did
after
was-
Lyra kicked you out.
all I did was move one pillow.
Hi, Danny.
Higgs the piggy says hi.
Hi, Edith, Maggie.
I don't know if you can hear that or not.
Oh, I heard her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have the link to the slideshow thing?
I can copy paste it into the actual group.
Because it looks like Berenius is the only one we are missing on that for him, and I'm the only one with a slide so far.
Freaking overheating.
I am still looking for things for my slide.
Look it.
Dry ice it up.
I see.
Okay, so
more
what is the
people
last attack that y'all heard?
I received 5 piercing damage.
The next attack was 7.
I'm down.
And he's not near me, is he?
He is not near you right now. No, he's about 10, 15 feet away.
Sorry, Brenius.
You just hear Brenius start to bleed, as the other one is going to take 2 attacks at the Carnotaurus that is right in front of him now. What's your Carnotaurus AC? 12? Both of those are going to hit. Both of them dealing 5 points of piercing damage.
Can I disadvantage one of them?
Oh, yes, you can. So that'll mean the first one hit. Second one still hits.
Damn.
But it'll make me re-roll damage because it was a new attack. And he rolls the same. You take 10 points of damage total. 5 and 5 as both the beaks lay in as the Carnotaurus hits. And with that, you see some more creatures come running out as there are 2 that come out of the woodwork behind Rylu. The first one tucks his beak twice. Rylu, what is your AC?
I believe that my AC is 14 at this moment.
Okay, so the first one that comes running up tries to hit you with his beak, missing over the side. But he hits you very, very well with the second one, dealing 10 points of piercing damage. The second one that comes running up misses both of his hits, beaks falling way on either side as he's a little startled by the massive hit that was just laid down by the first one. With that is the end of their turn, as there are 5 of these demonic chickens attacking the party. Baku!
Present. So how many are within 5 feet of me? I know I have that one that
There
just...
is one within 5 feet of you.
All right. Baku is going to go ahead and go for another longsword attack. I'm guessing it's at disadvantage.
Yes, it is. Now that y'all know that it's blur.
Okay. 9.
9! You shall not hit today. You are unable
figured.
to make contact with the creature.
Blasted quick little creature, you. And that's it for my turn.
All right, Rylu.
I wish to extend my finger towards the one that had just completed damage on me, and I wish to cast Hellish Rebuke against him.
Okay, is that a will save?
That is a dexterity saving throw.
DC 13?
Yes.
And with a 20, this large creature is going to move his feet around. Non-natural.
And if it saves, it takes half as much damage.
Okay, what's the damage have?
4 plus 7, 11.
5 points of damage to the chicken. Is a little surprised by this attack that happens from his own encounter. Anything else, Rylu?
I am currently surrounded by 2.
Yes.
Do I have any other friends or allies around me?
No one is engaged. Everyone's about 10 feet away from you.
I will stay where I am currently at then.
Okay. Brenius. I need that death save. And are you on Meat Grinder?
I am not on Meat Grinder, and I rolled a whopping 4.
And 4 will take you down for 1 failed death save. Jidal, what would you like to do?
I am going to throw back my dinosaurish head and emit a bone-chilling bellow, tapping into my blessing and summoning 7 berserkers.
With your new skill, 7 berserker summon.
Yep. Evenly spread them out as best I can around these guys, with the remainder going to Brenius.
All right. Anything else?
What? I don't know if that's an action or a bonus or what.
I believe it is an action to activate that skill.
Okay. You know what? Bonus action. I'm gonna snap at the one near me with my hungry jaws.
Okay.
With an 18.
18. All right, that hits. Oh, the one in front of you is at disadvantage. Remember that.
Okay.
You learn.
13.
13 is still gonna hit.
Okay. All right. So I get temporary hit points from that. That's it.
Okay. With that, we are at Artis. He's gonna take out his longbow, or he's going to drop his bow down to the ground and say, "We'll trade. We will trade with you if you lay down your arms now. We overwhelm you in force. You see our numbers. Lay down your beaks." You see him trying to cry out to these creatures as they look up, seeming to recognize the common that he is speaking. They stop attacking, but two of them still surrounding Brinius' body. As it is their turn now, you see Artis wait for their response. You see one of them, a little stockier than the rest, cry out, "What trade do you seek that would suffice the damage you have done to us?" As we are right now, it goes to Baku.
Might we have a moment to discuss amongst ourselves what we can trade with you? It is very hard to decide what we wish to trade if you keep us surrounded at this moment.
How many of them are there?
There are 5 with you, and as Rylu says that out of turn, you have one of the beaks attack down and hit Brinius. One more failed death save. As right now, we are out of initiative.
17.
Oh, no, not you don't make the roll, you just take a death save.
Okay, I thought you said roll.
I am.
Yeah, I'll let you know in 6 seconds is past the conversation. What would you like to do as Brinius is bleeding out?
I would like to go up to him and attempt to stabilize him.
You see both the demonic chickens rear their heads forward, one with an attack left, the 2 ready to go.
We will absolutely
one
not trade if you
walk up.
kill him.
And you hear it cry back, "We have no need for your dead or living!" You see it miss an attack on you, trying to hit it with your beak as you get closer.
Am I within range of him now, or no?
Yes, you are.
Attempt medicine.
Okay.
Stabilize. 12.
12 is going to stabilize it, but you take another beak from one of the creatures above you, dealing 7 points of piercing damage. The other one missed.
All right, and then
You said
that
we're out
takes
of
a
initiative, right? We're out of initiative?
We're out of initiative right now.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to shift back to lizard folk form and offer to heal the one that I took a bite out of if they'll let me heal my comrade first.
Oh, sorry, I forgot my mic was on.
Roll.
Persuasion? Oh, God.
And while
I'm
he's
not
doing
lying.
this,
Whoa! Nat 20, so 19.
And you were able to talk them over and coerce them as long as you heal it. Yes, they will have a conversation with you about trade.
Baku's going to say, "You're really starting to piss me off. Do it again. We're one of us will be dead."
Oh! And a max roll on my cure wounds. So, 15 hit points back for Brinius. Oh, will the wounded chicken let me get close enough to touch him?
He will not right now, as they just seem pretty on edge and nervous. But you see the bigger.
In that case, he can have 6 back from healing word.
Okay. 1 second.
And if I can math, I have 22 back out of 24.
Okay, and as you were looked over by the party, they sort of discuss with you. They unruffle their feathers, look around, and say, So trade, what is it that you seek to trade? We have directions we could offer for a spare bit of coin. We have a few items that we might be willing to part with for the right price.
Oh,
May we see your stock?
They lay out what they have. You see a gold nugget the size of a dwarf's fist, a potion, and actually they plop 2 potions down onto the ground. They say that they are not quite sure what they are, but they seem to have some sort of magic energy about them. That is all they know.
I have taken a little bit of a hearty strike from one of you. I think we helped your companion out. I feel as though I rate one of these, and we can call it even from the attacks.
As you say, call it even, you see one of the other creatures go down with his beak and with a base 19 hit you. And you see him getting scolded by the larger chicken. It seems to be a bit of infighting between them and arguing about trade prices and not giving nothing for receiving nothing, and how these filthy newcomers were the ones that took the damage from us in the first place.
How much damage was it?
5 points.
Baku's gonna hack at him with his longsword. He's sick and tired of getting hit at from this guy. So
Okay.
13
will hit.
for 5 points of damage.
Okay, takes 5 points out of him.
And then he is going to battle. He's going to battle maneuver trip attack on him.
Okay, is that dex save?
Must make a strength saving throw. DC 13 and an additional 3 damage on him.
Okay, he is not going to pass as he falls prone.
So basically, Baku takes a swing at him, takes a chunk out of him, and then with his shield, he kind of just comes straight down on his head, causing him to crash into the ground.
An impressive display by Baku.
And then he's also going to hold his. He's going to hold his sword at the creature. And can I hold a action surge in case if he starts moving to get up to attack again?
Is an action surge a bonus action?
It allows me to take an additional action on top of your regular action.
So it is a bonus action?
Yes.
You can't hold a bonus action, only an action.
Okay. Well, it's on your turn. I guess you have to do it on your turn. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. And then Baku's just going to say, "Stay down. You're really starting to upset me."
And with that, you see two of the other creatures come running up towards you, preparing their beaks. But the larger one saves them off and says, "Hold it! He spoke out of turn. We seek to trade, and we don't want to do any more harm." Jidal, how are your berserkers still there? Is there a time limit on that?
They're around for an hour.
Okay, so right now still standing around as he's holding, trying to keep the others from attacking Baku right now. As they ask once more, says, "Well, you did the damage to us. While you might have healing magic of your own, we are very limited in that sort. So we are not able to offer any aid. We try here." As they again lay down the 2 potions and the gold nugget. What would y'all like to do? Still not an initiative.
Anyone else? Baku's kind of in there.
Real quick, nature on that gold nugget. Does it look like actual gold?
It does look like gold. It seems to be worth about 50 gold.
What was the other things that placed down?
2 potions.
2. Railu, after having spoken and having his companion attacked after speaking, is very wary, so he does not speak at this moment.
Okay.
We are looking for anything that may lead us in the direction of a curse, a death curse that's been going around. Perhaps you have some knowledge or something that may aid us in that. That would truly be of use to us, and we would more than happily trade for something like that.
Well, we've seen a lot on our trials. We actually have something else that might be of value. And he pulls out a very crudely drawn map on a scrap of tan dinosaur hide. He shows you a image of Port Naranzaru and a route coming down all the way to. 1 second while I get the name of this place. Ataz Kahakla. Ataaz Kahakla. It seems to be about 70 miles southeast of y'all. He says this is available for trade as well.
What is it that you are looking for, that you desire to trade? Or I guess, what do you want?
As we look for gold, we look for items of treasure and power to trade with others. If you have anything intricate, ornate, different from the land that you were traveling in, as they start noticing that you aren't natives, as the way that you're dressed, the attire that you have on doesn't quite show that you were a Chultan.
So I have this ant token. Can I roll for deception and make it seem like it's actually worth more than what it's actually worth?
Yes, you can. Give me a deception roll.
And 2, 14.
14? All right, give me 1 second while I set this dang phone back up. Martha May. 14 is not able to deceive them as they cry. We have seen the botchery. We have plenty of their tokens. They pull out a ring of them, and you see quite a bit of them on there. Seems to be almost worthless.
I have a suit of leather armor that I don't use. I'm going to show them that it's very clearly in the make of my people.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll. Now they seem a little unnerved about the weapons or goods that you have for trade.
Don't suppose anybody can lend me advantage on this.
No, right now it's just you.
Okay. Well, I was lucky. 17.
17? All right, you are able to persuade them. They seem a little bit more relaxed as they try and negotiate. I'm sorry, what was that again?
17?
17, okay.
Or what was I offering?
Yeah, what was the item?
It's a suit of leather armor from my homeland.
Okay, what is the price on that player's handbook? I think it's like 60, 70 gold. Oh, yeah, that's a difference. 360.
What's that?
Looks at that. It seems like that might be a comparable trade as he starts to hand over the map if you'd be willing to trade the leather.
360 was the, I was asking about how much gold we got last session. Sorry.
No. Oh, good. Well, right now he still seems to be willing to trade the map for the gold, for the amount of, for the leather. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
Absolutely.
Okay, so trade it for a map. Anything else? Still have the potions and the gold.
The coins that you said were worthless. I'd like to coins, the ones in which you had said were worthless that my friend had tried to deceive you with. If we allow you to keep the gold nugget, would you give us the ones that you currently have?
He says, we don't like to give anything away for free, especially after we have been attacked. We need a little more if you would like to get these.
What price would you pay for each of them? And which creatures would you happen to have for each item?
He says, well, he lays them down. We'll sell both these potions to you for 100 gold. We don't have much knowledge on them, but we did catch them from one of those red wizards. We were able to get one of them and get rid of the on our nest.
Would you be willing to take 80 gold?
They say nothing less, nothing more. He seems quite callous at this point after making trades, but you can make me a persuasion roll if you'd like to try and change that. You are not persuaded enough to get those potions for any less. Yeah, not at all. For that, the price even goes 120 for trying to talk me down.
What if I throw in some handcrafted javelins?
How many?
I only have 3, but as you can see, they are very finely crafted from some of your local flora.
They look down. One's going to get close to it. He starts squeaking at it with his beak. He's going to snap your javelin in two. Says, they don't look quite sturdy to me. Not any stronger than one of our beaks.
Well, that's because you're supposed to throw them at things.
You just see this look. We do not throw. We can barely fly. We come up close and get there where we can hit you with the beak. These have no use for us. Yeah. 60 apiece or 120 for the pair. They still have the golden nugget that you can trade for. Other than that, they're still kind of standing on edge, surrounded by all the berserkers.
How long have we been here?
Here about 30, 45 seconds negotiating.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else that you have that would be of interest to us?
Says, no, we do not have anything else of value we are willing to trade with.
So, above the table, I just had this hilarious idea of handing over the berserkers' armor and weapons.
Are they spiritual berserkers or do they appear as normal ones?
I don't know. I don't have a DMG handy.
I believe they appear as spiritual ones from the last that I read.
Okay.
So that is, well, clever. I'll give you a point of inspiration for that. That is not going to be feasible for them to take on and grasp.
So that'd be 210 gold just for the great axes.
Yeah, that add up quick. So, would y'all like to trade for these potions? Y'all have the map.
Who wants to grab the potions? I wouldn't mind grabbing one if someone wants to grab the other.
I'll grab one.
I just want to know what they are.
Might we inspect those fluids that you have before we make this trade? For all we know, you could be trying to poison us.
As they look down at you, they say, Nosh, no. We will keep this close with Baku's last one on persuasion roll. Says, we are unable to let you touch the merchandise. You can only view.
Do they look like health potions?
From distance, you can't tell. Closed off in the feathers right now. Unable to tell what type of potion these are.
I will show my hands and I will withdraw 60 coins. I will place them on the ground between myself and the chicken and ask for one of them in the same location and they can take the money.
All right. Chicken picks it up with his beak and one of the potions is dropped down beside you, Rylo.
I will take it and go back to the others and let them have a gander at it.
Okay. Anyone can make an Arcana check. Realize what it is.
A what check?
Arcana.
Damn it. 14 for me.
He's going to realize it as a potion of vitality.
What's that do?
Hey, it's a potion of vitality, guys.
It might be worth invest of to get the other one if somebody else were to wish to get one.
I suppose I will. Baku reluctantly kind of walks up, almost hesitantly but alert, and he puts 60 gold on the ground, backs away from it.
Okay. Gonna pass you the other potion. You can make an Arcana check on that. Sorry, I don't have the stats pulled up for Potion of Vitality right now. You'll have to grab them. Sorry, I have a few different books open.
I don't have any sort of proficiency, but I rolled an 11.
11 is going to be unable to identify the potion.
All right, Baku's going to go back to the party, and perhaps one of you could identify this for me. I can't seem to. I have no idea what it is.
Are we rolling for Arcana again?
Arcana?
Yes. 20.
20 is going to be able to identify it as a potion of animal friendship.
Ooh. It is a potion of animal friendship, fellas.
Sounds. Baku's going to say this quietly. Sounds like I got scammed.
What was
I
the
like
second
the sound
one?
of that potion.
What's that?
What was the second one?
Animal friendship.
Al, you okay if I pull up the
Vitality?
stats on those potions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, feel free to pull that up. Sorry, I was trying to pull a DMG out. I just didn't have room for the Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, and the Tomb of Annihilation. You've got limited space right now to move to the bigger table.
I was going to say, if you want to continue moving forward, he can just type in the information in the chat.
Well, then, I
Is there anything else
suppose.
I would like to discuss with them as the chickens seem to be backing off now with a successful trade?
Anyone else? Well, I suppose our business here is finished. We will be on our way now.
And the adventure hashtag trading with chickens departs as Artist is able to pull you away and just cry out at how the filthy poultry just want to try and make their beaks wet and, well, get enough gold for themselves. Always trying to scam, bribe, or find a better trade route, or just steal away from anyone they can. And, well, I'm a little surprised that they were huddled around that hut. It didn't seem to be their dwelling or roosting location. A little too small for them.
What are you saying? Are you saying that they were deceiving us?
No, not deceiving. They're just ones you want to keep an eye out for.
It makes me wonder what was in that hut.
You might wonder.
You might have mentioned that earlier.
He's mentioned it on the pathway as y'all been traveling for some time now. He seems to be, again, keeping to himself, talking like y'all should know this already. He's a very pompous guy as he's going along through it. And 1 second, would you mind getting a marching order ready and deciding who wants to be in what? I need to go grab something.
Are we taking a short rest or?
That's up to y'all. Right now it is about midday, and y'all are supposed to make up for camp in the evening.
The rest of you, I've taken quite a bit of damage. I'm at 16 out of 28.
I'd be cool.
I'm okay with the short or long. I'm okay with either.
I'm currently sitting at 12 out of 17, and that is with my temporary health points keeping me up.
So let's short rest.
Take a short, yeah. That way I can get my stuff back too.
How long do temporary hit points last for?
Usually until the end of the combat.
Okay. Well, if
I thought it was 24 hours, or if you have new temporary hit points, they replace the old ones.
Yeah, you might be right. I know you can only ever have temporary hit points from one source.
Yes.
Which is lame. But that's how you prevent people from stacking on like 500 temporary hit points.
Yeah, I just tried to do it with the app, and the app completely mitigated a 10 and a 5. So it's whenever you get new temporary hit points, it will cut the old one.
Yeah, it cancels the other one. Hey, for hit dice, is it flat one? I'm trying to remember. Is it flat 1d10 or is it flat 1d10 plus Constitution?
That one.
Constitution. Sweet.
And I
for a while.
put the vitality description into the chat window.
I saw it. Thank you.
Let's see.
Really good, sir. So right now, y'all are traveling along. Let's see how long y'all make it. And y'all don't even make it to the evening.
I was just going to say, I think we took I think we were taking a short rest, Albert.
Okay.
Yeah, they last until they're depleted or you finish a long rest.
All right, so short resting. Ooh, nice roll.
Okay, so everyone rejuvenates some hit points on their short rest. Spin those hit dice.
I did. It's called Wild Shape.
Okay.
I'm back at 24.
I'm good. I'm back at 28.
Hooray for hit point buffers.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to add
Everyone
in
feeling a little bit better.
bears.
Y'all ready to continue along down the pathway? Led
Sure.
by artist Iber, trying to get to the city of
City of.
So, y'all continue making it down this pathway. Artist Kyber sort of cutting y'all in and out of a couple of trails that he knows of, referencing the map in conjunction with the new one that y'all got, crafted off the dinosaur skin. Mentioning that the location that y'all were given on there, the random one, the Ataka, the place you might be able to resupply for food, water, and possibly a source of insect repellent, as he noticed Jidal trying to pay attention to it earlier, paying special attention to put it on at this point. But as y'all are traveling on, all of you are going to notice this 10-foot tall statue that seems to be overgrown in vines that sits about 30 feet off in the distance from you as you first take notice. And you look around, you see artists pipe up and say, "Oh yes, it's another old shrine of Ubtao." Those are dotted within and around the jungle. There are quite a few of those. As y'all start to see this very tall, Chultan-esque figure, but more godlike, depicted, standing on this pedestal.
Would that be history to get more info on it?
Possibly. I need a disadvantage because you aren't innately inspired with the Ubtao, and there aren't any writings on him in the Forgotten Realms. Well, aside from Chult. On Sword Coast, sorry, not Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms is the whole.
I got a 20 and a 9.
A 9, you are not able to get enough, but maybe in another life, you feel that you might have known the information. An alternate universe, maybe.
May I make the same roll?
Yes, you may. Disadvantage as well.
Never mind.
Okay, then. So, what would you like to do as you see this statue pile up? You hear artists talk of different things that can be laid as treasure amongst them as people around the tribes try and treat them with respect. It's possibly why it's so overgrown, as it might have not have been tended to as of late, but there are offerings that have been laid that are laid at the feet of statues of Ubtao for sometimes. Other creatures only come here for worship on special days out of the year, but they have remained from the time when Chult was full of the power and divination from Ubtao for themselves.
Oh, I would like to look for some treasures, if there's any near this statue.
Okay. Let me an investigation roll.
17.
13?
17.
17. Okay. As you look around, you're going to find 7 gold pieces. one silver piece, and one copper piece laid out at the base of this statue, right before a series of steps that goes up to it. It seems like the base is inscribed with some odd writing and language you aren't able to decipher because the vines are covered over the front of it.
How many silver and copper pieces was it?
7 gold, 1 silver, 1 copper.
Excellent. Thank you. I decide to equally share my wealth I have found with the group.
Well, thank you.
I wish to look at the other people's behavior as he does this.
Okay. No one's behavior is going to change. You see Artis just kind of lackadaisically standing behind, trying to investigate the statue, but standing where he is.
You said that gold was at the base of it? Or the
No,
coins?
it's at the base of the statue around the bottom staircase. There seems to be about 2 or 3 steps that lead up to the base of the statue. It's got about a 4-foot tall pillar that the actual humanoid figure sits atop.
Baku is going to go up to it and, out of curiosity, kind of toss a gold coin down at its feet.
Okay. As you toss a gold coin down at its feet, you don't see anything else around the jungle as just the coin plops down onto the ground. So, what would you like to do?
I wish to ask anybody about this particular statue, see if anybody has any history to it or its semblance.
Oh, and as you mentioned history, you hear Artis Kyber pop and says, "Oh, yes, but yes, of course. The statues of Ubtao are littered across." At the seams. He almost seems like he's trying to keep his cool by the tree, not talk about it. But he's been excited about it. He's been excited that all of these have been adoring. He's been able to find another one of them just adorning this location. As he pulls out his journal, he marks another one down on the map, very similar to a Skyrim location update. As he hasn't seen this particular statue before, and he starts looking around, investigating, and just peering at it from the location that he's standing, about 30 feet away from the statue where y'all first observed it, trying to look at all the trees around it, surrounding it, looking for landmarks so he can get a proper inkling on his book. He starts to talk about how before Ubtao left, that these would be centers of worship and prayer, that they would grant powers and gifts, but now that Ubtao has left the protection of Chult and divine overpower, they have become overgrown and not worshipped since. And Rylu, you had something? Okay. Well,
I think he answered what I had.
He also outlines that there are a couple secrets that the Ubtao statues hold, but he's very vague secrets. He just lore tied to them always, that they're interconnecting and all seeing and all watching.
How does he mean by all seeing, all knowing, all watching?
He starts to talk about how Ubtao was always felt as a presence around the people and for the people. That it seems as if he could see everything and everyone, even when he was in his normal form, his human form, situated within Uma. When he was brought down from his heavenly light, when he took human form and set himself in Uma, he still seemed to show the godly powers of knowing who was in his side of his statues. And he starts listing out how Uma came down and not was only a spiritual presence, but came down in human form to his best blessings before he grew tired of the Chultans complaining about their everyday life turmoils and left Chult in its entirety, both in human and godly presence.
I got nothing, guys.
Are we in this town, or are we on the way to it still and we ran into this thing?
Oh yeah, y'all are on the way to this town. This is about 6 hours after your encounter with the chickens.
Okay. It doesn't seem like there's anything else here.
I was going to mention that it's a nice piece of scenery on the way to the goal.
Okay, so y'all ready to leave? And as y'all are walking away, you feel an odd magic energy surge around you. You see the leaves flutter up into the air. The flower petals shoot up from the ground as the wind is dispersed. Dust shoots into the air. And
I definitely.
as energy from the statue surges, coalesces into the figure, and shoots into the ground, directed right towards you.
Towards who?
Brinius.
Yeah.
I need a dexterity saving throw.
17.
Well, half the damage. So we have 10, 25. You take 12 points of force damage. As you just, an immense amount of energy comes surging through you and from the statue. You take quite a load out of you at this point. Just sends a booming around the forest, and the canopy sort of wavers overhead.
Do we know what happened? Do we see? Is it just an action that we see him?
No, y'all are all actively able to see this as he walks away from the statue. This was so much more to blast your passive perception than anyone, because it was a very, think of a thunder wave and how loud it was in the actual visual mixed with some eldritch blast with the actual energy surging from the statue.
Am I standing up, or did that blast knock me over?
You had 12 points and you stood up. You're standing upright. It didn't cause you to go prone.
I think it's best if you were to return that money back to it. It does not seem too happy with us.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. So I
figured something like that would happen.
I returned my share of the money.
I never took my share, sorry. I added to it, actually.
Okay, so you're putting the gold back down? And as Brinius sets this gold back down, he's going to look back up, and on the far side of the statue, about 30 feet away from him, trees and the vines start to move back from one another. Something seems to be making a pathway. And you hear Artis cry. He looks quite confused and concerned, and he cries, "There's a troll! There's a troll in the jungle!" Because I need everyone to roll initiative as this lumbering troll walks out of the jungle. Terrified by this loud boom.
Who's screaming this?
Artis is the one crying this out.
Okay.
He seems to be walking towards Brinius.
That's our guide guy, right?
Yes.
20.
16.
$13.
Sorry, what was Brinius? What'd you get?
20.
20. Okay, and then we're going to have Rylu. And then Baku, what'd you all get?
7.
Baku got a 16.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Brinius, you were able to react after you have seen the troll in the jungle. Yeah, sorry, I was at a Quidditch tournament yesterday, so the Harry Potter references are just flowing through me.
Incredibly jealous of that.
So, Brinius, what would you like to do as you see this troll, this lumbering creature lurching forth towards you?
Just how far away is this troll?
What are you doing, Brinius?
Just how far away is this troll?
He's about 25, 30 feet away from you.
Excellent, excellent. I don't know. I just want to stand here and brace for impact, I guess. I don't want to get too antsy.
Okay.
I get all raged out, I guess.
With this, you see the troll lumber forth to you, extending out his talons, standing beside the statue of Oopdow as he swings down 3 times on you.
Am I within range to provoke disadvantage for one of those?
As of right now, no. He was the one solely investigating the statue, and he's the one that was so close to it. That's why the rest of y'all didn't take damage from that glyph of warding spell.
While I'm currently raged, I get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay. That is good to know because this is piercing and slashing. And with your 12 AC, holy shit, all three of them are going to hit. I didn't realize trolls had that much for an
Great.
attack bonus. The first bite is going to do 10 points of piercing damage, but you take 5. Oh, oh god, no, that got bigger from the bite to the claw. I need more dice. As the second attack does 8 points of slashing, you take 4. Final is 13 points of slashing, you take 6. Raging, his Brinius is you.
Oh, I am down.
The goldback.
I'm at negative
Brinius
3.
falls at the feet of this troll. And with that, Rylu, what would you like to do?
I will have seen my companion just falling, and I wish to throw an Eldritch Blast while shouting out to, why are you here? Not in such a questionable manner, but as a statement more than a common. That is a natural 1, so I do not hit him.
With that, you're not able to hit with the Eldritch Blast. It goes wide.
Warning shot.
You hear Artist Kyber cry out, "Run! We must!" Oh! You were barely able to take on the demon chickens! As Baku, it is now your turn.
I'm sorry, that last part kind of cut out for me. What did he say?
Run! Run! You can hardly take out the demon chickens!
Oh, so funny. All right, Baku is going to charge the troll. You said he's about within 25 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at this point, he ran up to Brinius, so he's about 10, 15 feet away from you.
Okay, Baku is going to charge him and attack with his long sword.
Okay.
9 to hit. Misses.
A 9 is not going to hit on this troll as he basts it away with his hulkish green arms.
Yeah, that's end.
With that, we have Jidal. What would this lizard folk like to do?
This is, I don't know if I like where this is. Let me, my phone blinked out on me when I went to pull this spell, but all right. You guys seem dead set on this, so I'm going to cast a bonus action. Flame Blade.
Okay.
Fiery Scimitar appears in Jilral's claws. It does not make a sound, but, you know, still looks pretty cool. And what the hell? Let's go up and attack this troll.
Okay.
You guys getting me killed. My clan's going to be very disappointed in you. That would be a natural 20.
And double damage as you lay quite an impressive hit into this troll. Make sure you tell me what type of damage.
It is fire damage.
Ah, that's very good.
I need more dice. Nice. 10, 19, 21, 23.
And you take 23 points out of damage to this creature. You take a big slice out of his torso. Your flame cauterizing the wound as his eyes dart down to you in pain and surprise. Not expecting this much. Anything else, Giral?
Nope, that was pretty much it. Just, mental prayers and apologies to my clan for not finding this one.
Jason.
Yes, I couldn't hear you. Your mic keeps going in and out a little bit.
Death save.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Rolled a 15 for death save.
15. Brinius stays up for now. But it is now the troll's turn, as all his focus turns to Jidad. He takes both claws and bites, trying to go into him. And your AC is 12, right, Gerald?
You're still muted.
Nope. Can you hear me now?
No,
No,
Gerald's muted.
It's a 16.
Oh, 16. Okay, a 16 will help as it takes away one of the attacks.
Disadvantage for the one that hits from me.
Okay. With the 19 on the dice, it's still going to hit.
Sorry, I tried.
As the first one is going to do 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
The second does 9 points of slashing damage.
Okie dokie.
What would you like to do?
Mago? Sorry, you cut out
Yes.
whenever. Okay, you cut out whenever I heard, I just heard the, what would you like to do? I will extend my other hand and I will say, you got a warning. This one should hit. Natural 20.
Bam. Boom, bam.
Crit only against the troll. Okay, nice.
All right. 1d10 plus 3. Do you want me to roll twice or just take it and double it? All right. That's 12 points of damage.
As you see this creature about halfway burned through, just hurting in quite a bit of agony and pain. Anything else, Rylu?
I will scream, it has hit, and the next one shall from my friends as well.
Okay. Baku.
Baku is going to take another cleave at him with his long sword.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Any abilities that might help?
Me?
Maybe your martial stuff?
Yeah. Patience. I'm getting there. 10 damage.
Charles worrying for his life over there.
10 damage, and then what size creature is this? He's a large, right?
He's large.
Oh. Screw it. I'm gonna do it just to see what happens. Trip attack. Trip attack. An extra 7 damage. AC 13 strength.
And with a +4 strength, he's going to pass.
Oh, dang it. I knew I should have done the other one.
I missed it. Did he get bonus damage from that?
Yes, 7, right?
Yeah, 7. And then I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to action surge. Longsword again. God, 7. Misses.
7. And you are swinging for the heavens, but not able to make contact.
All right, that's it for me.
Jidal, what would you like to do?
Bonus action. Healing Word. Going to use a second level slot to give Brinius back 9 hit points.
Very nicely done.
And then I'm going to swing at this thing again. $17.
17 will hit.
$20 damage.
What type?
Fire.
Okay. Anything else?
2 6s and a 5. Nice. That was my bonus action and my action. So
Top for Brinius. Take a death save.
no, I healed him. I healed him.
You did.
I gave him hit points.
Oh, healing word on him. Okay, sorry. I thought you were healing wording yourself. Never mind, Brinius. What would you like to do?
Where is this troll at?
Over top of your face. He's almost teabagging you at this point.
Oh, well, in that case, I would like to hit his genitals, so to speak. Like,
Okay, give me a disadvantage attack roll.
13 is one, 17 is the other, so 13 is my roll for disadvantage.
And what's that with your modifier?
What was the modifier for that?
It's your base attack, it's your strength plus proficiency. Either way your character's built, that's going to hit, so give me damage.
That is going to be... What is unarmed hit dice? What is that one?
Oh, and unarmed is 1 point of damage.
All right.
It's only a D4 for monks.
Mine's D4.
Why not use your hammer, though?
Because I was lying down. I don't think I could grab it, go like that.
And with this, seeing the creature get hit right in Bill and Ted. He's gonna look down on you as you're gonna have a not so epic adventure. He looks down with advantage. Hits with his first attack. Dealing.
Can I disadvantage that?
Still up?
Can I disadvantage that?
Disadvantage?
What's that?
Are you trying to promote a disadvantage?
Yes, please, if I can.
Okay. Takes it back to a straight roll, and the re-roll is still going to be 2 over his base AC.
Oh, sorry.
And you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage. Are you still alive?
Nope, just went down.
Take another claw into you, giving you a death save. Looking up at Jidal, he's going to say something in a very odd language that you aren't able to understand. Swinging and making contact with Jiral as his claws claw through your claw. Dealing 13 points of slashing damage. Are you still up?
Let's just say I'm very good friends with Luther right now.
Oh, so close. But with that, the creature looks quite waned. Quite heavy of breath. Riley, what would you like to do?
I would like to get up close and personal, but out of his reach. Extend my hand and throw out a poison spray.
Okay.
And that is a Constitution throw on his end, and with a spell save.
Dice.
So he passed or failed?
He
Oh, okay. Very well. And then I
Poison
will.
spray goes wide over the creature.
I will just kind of look at him, kind of dumbfounded, and stay where I am.
Okay. You're going to see Artis Kyber hold out his short bow. He sends a shot off towards the troll, and it narrowly misses the side of its head, barely missing its AC. Baku, what would you like to do?
Baku's going to take another swing at him, hacking away.
Okay.
15 to hit.
15 will hit.
11 damage.
How much?
11.
Okay.
And going to use another...
The creature's just clinging to life right now.
Another superiority die.
Okay.
An additional 3 damage. And
Luther, he's just right here, clinging to life. Barely giving himself up.
I'm going to try another trip attack.
Okay.
13 AC.
And fails it by 1.
So Baku goes for this hack, and then he kind of just like, he almost spears him, but because it's a blunt object, it just knocks him straight on his rear with his shield.
It just knocks it down to his rear, and as he hits down onto the stairs, you see the last bit of life energy surging out of him. He just lays at the foot of the Ubtao statue, bleeding out, unable to heal his wounds due to the fire damage done by Jidal. And what would you like to do for your turn, Jidal?
Is it still clinging to life?
Yeah.
What's that?
From what you can tell, yes.
Let's change that.
Okay.
It fell over, right?
Yep. Advantage.
I knocked his ass over. It didn't fall over.
15.
That'll hit. Damage.
13. Fire.
You just see him start to bleed out on the steps, unable to breathe, and his body stops.
I am going to take this guy's head off.
Brinius, death saving throw.
19.
I can still
Jidal's
bonus
focused on
heal
taking
him
his
if
head
I...
off.
What's that?
Jidal's focused on taking his head off.
I thought that was my attack.
Yeah.
I
You have bonus action?
Yeah.
Damn
I
it.
thought you said do a death save, so I just rolled for it.
Keep it up, Gerald. His next goal is going to be to kill you.
6 hit points. 6 hit points for Brinius.
And Brinius, what did you roll on that?
19
Okay, so you were good
for the
either
death
way.
save.
You were saved by Giro. The last little. Oh wait, no, you can't die yet. I killed Troll. You can't die. As the last by Giro, or the last hit by Baku was the one that took it down, but a 20 deception roll kept it.
What's that?
And with that, looking on its body, you are going to find a 20-day supply of insect repellent in a leather tube. How convenient.
I didn't hear anything that was just said.
Even trolls get bit by fleas
Y'all found
and
a 20-day
mosquitoes.
supply of insect repellent. And beyond that, let me look at this. I think that's where we're going to end up tonight. Sorry, I'm just getting a little overheated. Still kind of tired from the tournament yesterday. I'm going to calculate up all y'all's XP and everything and do that for the evening. But I think that'll be our last random encounter.
We didn't pick up any gold, did we?
I do not believe that y'all did.
Not any that did not result in injury. Well, this was exciting, guys.
It was good.
A nice change of pace. Plenty of attacks.
I'm still waiting for the perfect timing when to illustrate one of these cool little battle combos I have planned to work out, but a couple things got to line up for me to do that.
There's
If you wait
spectacular
too
moments
long-
when they do.
What's that?
There's spectacular moments when they finally do a line.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I already have it planned.
I'm
You're gonna get 350 experience apiece. Anyone with meat grinder mode is going to get 385. Other than that, you'll get 5 downtime days and no points of renown.
I have not been keeping track of downtime and renowned at all.
I've got you.
Well, it's important.
I had it.
Okay.
Yeah, I normally keep track of like all the ending game stuff.
At
Cool,
this
thank
point,
you.
you should have 25 downtime, 3 renowned.
Okay. Alrighty. And I am going to make a shield out of this thing's rib cage if I can.
You know what? With your nature checks, yeah, you can probably make a shield.
Oh, well, there it goes.
As you are getting your stuff, he's cut out.
Do you have any extra to make any hand axes?
No, I'm not that good. It's not on the list of things I can make.
Dang.
And my phone just keeps wanting to fail.
No
I can
worries.
make a shield, a club, a javelin, or 1d4 darts or darts/needles.
You are able
I can
to
make
do that
blowgun
just
ammo.
at a +1.
What's that? That
Yes,
also
you are
brings
able
my
to
AC
craft that
up
and
to
we start with
18. My AC's an 18 now.
What'd you say, Albert?
Oh wait, no,
very
never
nice.
mind. Never mind. I forgot I already had one.
Just trying to cantrip shields, I see. All right, guys. Well, this was a pleasure. Thank you. Had a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Yes.
You said that this would be visible on a couple other sites, or
Yeah, it's all linked tonight through Dungeon Master's art.
okay.
So feel free
I
to go
will-
back, watch, like, share, subscribe, all that good shit.
I will not be here next Sunday, just a heads up.
Oh man.
Don't
We're all
die.
gonna die.
Prepare
Yeah, I
accordingly,
think we
guys.
are.
Well, that's going to be it of it tonight. So thanks, and Gickham, was a pleasure. See y'all next time.
Hey, last
you.
question, Albert.
Yeah.
Are we planning on utilizing the SharePoint or whatever, the thing that we have pulled up? Are we planning on utilizing that for map or like tabletop for when we're in combat?
Oh, I usually use Google Presentations. I just didn't have my phone and computer set up well enough to do that tonight.
Okay, no problem.
That's why we're starting with the PowerPoint.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Thanks again, Albert. You guys have a good one.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy.